the Marvel Rivals characters have many unwritten rules that everybody follows without realizing it. But today, we'll be focusing on Spider-Man's and going over every unwritten rule he has and why you should never break them. Spider-Man is one of Marvel's most iconic heroes, known for his agility, web-slinging, and quick reflexes. In Marvel Rivals, he brings his signature mobility and acrobatics to the battlefield, making him a great choice for players who prefer speed and evasiveness. However, his high skill ceiling makes him one of the more difficult characters to master. His effectiveness relies on precise movement, quick decision-making, and smart use of his web abilities, making him a challenge for new players, but incredibly rewarding for those who put in the time to learn. A lot of players say Spider-Man is miserable to learn, but fun. In a peculiar way, Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals is the definition of the real Spider-Man. You're usually on your own, you deal damage but never secure kills, you're constantly out of webs, and everyone hates you, even your own teammates. You hate playing him, yet you keep insta-locking him and coming back for more. It could possibly mean one thing: Spider-Man is well done in this game. He might be the best way to play as Spider-Man in any other game, the closest we've had to capturing the true essence of the character. His agile moveset is probably what makes players love him so much. It's the care and attention the developers put into his design that made him fun to play. Not necessarily easy or overpowered, but fun. Spider-Man, along with Psylocke, is a 5-star character, but what sets them apart is simple. One is overpowered, and the other is, well, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character that forces the other team to adapt to counter him, rather than the other way around. But when played well, a skilled Spidey player can cause absolute chaos, weaving in and out of fights, dodging attacks, and disrupting the enemy team's strategy with every swing. When playing Spider-Man, one of the most crucial aspects of his gameplay is mastering his combo system. Spider-Man's kit revolves around chaining specific abilities together to maximize his damage output. Get this right, and you'll be dealing some serious damage. First off, let's break down the core combo you'll need to master. The primary Spider-Man combo is Web Cluster, THP, Overhead Smash, Uppercut. Here's how it works. Start by using his Web Cluster to mark the enemy with a Spider Tracer. This is essential because once an enemy is marked, your next hits will do double damage. Next, you'll want to get in the air and hit the enemy with an Overhead Smash. This smash does extra damage, especially when performed from above, and can deal a significant chunk of their health. Once you've landed the Overhead Smash, immediately follow up with the Uppercut. This will deal massive damage, especially if your target already has the Spider Tracer on them. Now keep in mind, Spider-Man isn't about staying in the fight for long stretches. You're looking for those quick bursts of damage. The goal is to get in, land that combo, and get out before the enemy can react. Some key tips to help you nail the combo: timing. Each move has its own timing, especially with the Overhead Smash and Uppercut. The trick is to link them together smoothly. Practice is key here to get the rhythm right. Positioning. You'll want to position yourself correctly before executing the combo. Make sure you're using your web swing to get into the right spot. If you're high up, the Overhead Smash hits harder, so use that to your advantage. Save the Uppercut. Don't waste your uppercuts. Only use them on targets with a Spider Tracer. Without the Tracer, the Uppercut doesn't deal nearly as much damage. Mark your target first, then commit to the Uppercut. The key takeaway here is to land your final hits with the Uppercut after you've softened up the target with your Web Cluster and Overhead Smash. This combo lets Spider-Man deliver that burst of damage and makes him a real threat when played right. Once you've got the combo down, Spider-Man will start feeling like a fluid, high-speed powerhouse. When you're playing Spider-Man, it's important to know when to engage and when to disengage. Spider-Man is an assassin-style character, and his strength lies in taking out a target quickly, then getting out before the enemy can react. One of the biggest mistakes Spider-Man players make is overstaying their welcome in the fight. If you commit too long, you'll get caught and taken down easily because Spider-Man is fragile and doesn't have defensive abilities to protect himself. Here's the rule: get in, deal damage, then get out. Once you've landed your combo and secured the kill, don't hang around hoping for more. The moment the fight turns, it's time to escape. You're often going to find yourself diving into the enemy lines with a web swing or get over here ability. When that happens, always have an escape plan. Here's how to make it work. Save a web swing for your exit. Don't use both charges just to get in. Always have one left to escape after your combo. Use your wall crawl to reposition if necessary, or swing out once your target is down. Don't wait around to see if they'll retaliate. Be aware of enemy responses. If your target receives healing or the enemy team starts reacting, it's time to back out. You won't be able to secure the kill, so don't waste time trying to salvage it. Escape and try again when the conditions are better. Use your environment to your advantage. If you're having trouble getting out, wall crawling can help you reposition and get above the fight. Alternatively, use your web swing to get far enough away from the action to rethink your next move. Why this matters: if you try to keep fighting, when when Spider-Man's health is low, or when your combo doesn't finish the job. You'll find yourself getting caught in the enemy team's response. You'll be easy pickings, since Spider-Man is squishy and doesn't have the tankiness to absorb damage. The key is to remember Spider-Man's strength isn't sustained damage or long fights. It's burst damage and quick hit-and-run tactics. By recognizing when to retreat, you'll improve your survivability and keep your impact on the game. One of Spider-Man's greatest assets in Marvel Rivals is his incredible mobility. His wall crawl, web swing, and double jump make him one of the most agile characters in the game. Mastering Spider-Man's movement is absolutely essential if you want to play him effectively. Use wall crawl to plan your attacks. First off, wall crawling lets you move around the map slowly, but steadily, giving you time to plan your next move. Take advantage of this to stay out of sight and get into position for your next engagement. It also makes it easier to stay out of range when enemies are trying to find you. Web swing, the core of Spider-Man's mobility. Web swinging is what defines Spider-Man's mobility. Use it to traverse the map quickly and reposition yourself in a heartbeat. When you're web swinging, don't just swing for the sake of swinging. Instead, swing with purpose. Use it to dodge incoming attacks, reposition for an ambush, or escape once your job is done. Here's a pro tip. Use web swing to control your landing position. If your cursor is below your character's position, you'll swing towards the ground and get a quick burst of speed. If your cursor is above you, you'll swing upward. Knowing which direction you'll land in gives you more control over your movement. Double jump for extra precision. Spider-Man's double jump adds even more precision to his already exceptional movement. Use the double jump to correct your positioning in midair and help you line up your attacks perfectly. It's not just for dodging, it's also an essential tool to get that perfect downward smash when you're coming in from the air. Why this matters. Spider-Man is at his best when you make full use of his mobility kit. The better you get at moving around, the more effective you'll be in catching enemies off guard, dodging incoming damage, and escaping dangerous situations. His mobility allows you to dictate the pace of the game, so practice swinging, wall crawling, and double jumping in the practice range until you feel comfortable controlling Spider-Man's movement in any situation. The more fluid you are, the more dangerous you become. Spider-Man isn't a team fighter, he's an assassin. His primary role is to take out isolated targets quickly and then get out before the enemy can react. So, if you're diving headfirst into a team fight, you're playing him wrong. His strength comes from picking off vulnerable targets and wiping out the backline, looking for straggling targets. As Spider-Man, you need to always be looking for targets who are out of position or isolated from their team. These are your prime assassination opportunities. A well-placed web swing can get you right into enemy backlines to take out their healers or squishy damage dealers before they have a chance to respond. Don't overcommit to team fights. Spider-Man doesn't have the defensive abilities to last long in extended team fights. If you find yourself engaging the whole enemy team, you're doing it wrong. Instead, swing around the map looking for vulnerable, low-health targets. When you see that one enemy in the backline who is all alone, that's your moment to strike. Take advantage of your mobility. Spider-Man's movement is one of his biggest strengths. Whether you're using wall crawl or web swing, you can navigate the battlefield quickly. Use this mobility to your advantage, not just to engage, but to escape when things go wrong. Don't get caught out in the middle of a team fight with no way to escape. Make sure you always have at least 1 or 2 web swings to retreat if you miss your combo or the target gets healed. Know when to bail. Once you take out your target, don't stick around for more kills. Get out and reset. If you've successfully executed your combo, don't overstay your welcome. Spider-Man thrives on hit-and-run tactics, not sticking around to tank damage or fight and sustain team battles. Adapt to the enemy. Also, be ready to adapt based on who you're up against. Spider-Man has trouble against high-sustain characters like healers, so focus on disrupting their support and causing chaos. If your target is heavily defended or healed, it's time to back off and wait for a better opportunity. Why this matters. Spider-Man's strength lies in precision and timing, not raw damage output. The best Spider-Man players are the ones who can identify weak points in the enemy's positioning and exploit them. Keep an eye on the backline and don't get sucked into big team fights. Spider-Man isn't designed for that. Be the assassin, take the kill, and get out. Mastering Spider-Man isn't an overnight thing. He's a character that demands precision, patience, and the ability to adapt to any situation. You'll have to accept that your damage output might be low at the beginning, but you make up for it with your ability to take out key targets quickly and disrupt the enemy team. If you're struggling, don't be discouraged. Practice makes perfect. Spend time in the training range perfecting your movements, combos, and timing. As you get more familiar with Spider-Man's strengths and weaknesses, you'll be able to bring more chaos to the battlefield and leave a trail of destruction. Remember, Spider-Man is an assassin. It's all about picking off the right targets, striking fast, and getting out. Don't try to dive into the middle of team fights. Make your moves calculated, timed, and quick. And most importantly, never give up. Just like the real Spider-Man, no matter how tough it gets, you always come back for more.